People have a love and hate relationship with CG anime. There are times when it looks amazing, and then there are times when it just looks like it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. A good example would be Studio Ghibli in the Earwig and the Witch movie. It just feels like it should have just been animated. Many people are used to seeing CG animated movies like Toy Story and Finding Nemo from American entertainment companies, but that's because the Western world has given up on 2D animation altogether. Isn't that right, Disney? CG in anime can be tolerated when it is done right, but there have been times when watching a CG anime makes you beat your head against the freaking wall. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about the Berserk 2017 anime, for goddammit. Okay? More often than not, anime fans absolutely hate CG anime. There are exceptions, and we will talk about that in a moment. But do Japanese animation companies know about how viewers feel about CG animation in anime? I mean, seriously, the answer is most likely not, because it saves them money. But before we get started, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. Help your boy Andy Matrix and share the video. Okay, now let's talk about CG anime that actually worked really well. Beastars, right off the bat. Okay, no, I'm not a furry, but I do love Beastars. As a matter of fact, it became one of my favorite anime of all time, and I'm not joking. So let me ask you a question. Can you imagine Beastars in 2D as a 2D animated anime? Wait, actually, let me answer that for you. The answer is no, okay?
Anime was a mistake.
The answer is no, absolutely not, because CG goes well with Beastars. It just does. I can't imagine Beastars as a 2D anime because the 3D, the 3D animation that it was created with just works so well. As a matter of fact, it will cost more money to animate Beastars in 2D. So Studio Orange made a good decision. Speaking of Studio Orange, they also brought back Trigun in CGI. So people are not happy about that either. The reason why CG worked on Beastars is because the characters were anthropomorphic and the creators used facial motion capture to make the characters talk like humans, right? So it was absolutely perfect. Can't say the same thing about Berserk though. The Berserk CGI anime was disappointing, because it's very obvious that it looks a lot better in 2D animation. And worse at that, we've already seen it in 2D. So as to why they decided to go with the 3D modeling, could it be solely because of just the cost of animation? I mean, that just sounds freaking lazy.
Well, that's just lazy writing.
The problem with CGI is that it looks very stiff. Even Guts' body looks stiff. No pun intended. Sorry, guys. So as you can see, CGI is not the problem, but rather how it is used. Unless it's an anime like Beastars, okay, CGI looks better on backgrounds and objects in scenes of an anime. Other than that, it just makes the movement of characters really stiff. Then again, there are well-made CGI shows like Arcane on Netflix, which are much smoother 3D animation and character movement. It could also be that the Japanese anime studios just suck at CGI and should leave it to the Americans.
Alrighty then.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, but anyways, one of the reasons why anime studios use CGI is to cut down costs and speed up production. And it has become just another artistic tool like a pencil and paper. Eventually they either want to use it or they need to use it. As said before, CGI helps to lower the cost, by using 3D render backgrounds stylized with usual anime hues. When a scene is too complicated to animate, studios resort to CGI. We actually saw this with Dragon Ball Super Broly movie when Gogeta fought Broly. Everyone was pretty pissed off when Studio Mappa picked up Attack on Titan and started using CGI for the Titans, So yeah, it was a pretty bad move. Again, the movement looks stiff, but for the studio, they saved a lot of time, because what you have to understand about 3D animation is that you only have to design a character or object once and only once, and then you can do whatever you want with it. You can continue using it for movement and stuff, right? As opposed to 2D animation, artists have to redraw characters again and again and again. So in the end, 3D animation is much faster, right? The process is just much faster, right? So 3D animation, or CGI, requires the same initial steps as 2D animation, right? But once the characters are designed, all the creators have to do is work on the movement of that character. Okay, so studios do save time with 3D and CGI. Okay, CG and 3D animation is here to stay in the anime industry, that is. It's only natural that people use tools that help them improve their work while saving time. Say what you will about CG in anime, but it is good for studios, and it does not necessarily take away jobs from animators. You have to understand that American entertainment companies have had a head start. They had a head start with 3D animation because, Americans are the pioneers of 3D animation, believe it or not. Japanese animation companies do not have a long history with 3D animation. Well, besides video games, but that's not what we're here to talk about. It's all about how you use it. No one had a problem with Beastars animated in 3D, but people were pissed off about Berserk in 3D. Eventually, these companies in Japan will learn what works and what doesn't work. Alright, kids, and that is why we see more CG anime, and it is just too convenient to not use it. Okay? But whatever your thoughts are, guys, comment below and like this video. Guys, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications. And thank you guys for watching. Tell me what you think, comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. This is your boy, Andy Matrix. Godspeed.